Okay, so this was an attempt at a soul level 1, no magic, no shield, no roll speedrun. And I say attempt because it didn't end up well, but this was one of my first actual, like, full attempts at doing this. And it went pretty well for the most part. The main reason why it ended up failing is because there's some different routing and strategic options I'm going to have to take. But this was pretty good for a first actual attempt. Like, there was a few other like runs of this I did before this, like maybe like 3 or 4, but they didn't get very far, or I forgot something. But other than that, this was like the first like full out attempt. So there is a few accidental rolls in this challenge, but there was nothing significant. There was only one that actually like affected things, and I purposely got hit after to lose the time that I would have gained. So for 1-1, the main thing I'm going to do is not get the Cling Ring to save time, because I'm not going to really be needing it anyway. And other than that, it's mostly the level as normal. The only other thing about this challenge is it's mostly glitchless. I say mostly because I am using the dupe glitch to save a ton of time on getting materials and getting Emphyrlize and grass and all that. Other than that, though, there's no real exploits or glitches. Like, I'm not like cheesing Armored Spider by skipping to 1. I'm not skipping Old Hero by glitching to by a warp, like going out of bounds to get to Storm King or anything like that. So besides the dupe glitch, it's basically like, it's a glitchless challenge. And also no leveling, no magic, no shield, no roll. So for 1-1, there's really not too much to say. The only thing I'm really trying to do in 1-1 is I need to get a shard of Hardstone that I'm going to dupe to eventually make my Dragon Short Sword, because you need those to get the Short Sword to +3, I believe. And other than that, I think the only thing I'm worried about is just not dying, because a death in 1-1's pretty much a guaranteed reset, because it's a huge time loss, because it's a fairly lengthy level. And if you die before getting the Phalanx shortcut, you're losing a ton of time. And this is a level where you're more likely to die than a lot of others, because you have very low life, and it's a lengthy level with a lot of enemies, so it's very possible to die, especially with these parameters. And oh yeah, also I need to get the Thief Ring right here. That's another thing I really want to do, because obviously I'm going to be wearing that like the whole playthrough. So we're going to do that, and then get out of here. And yep, so put that on. And I'm going to get the Scimitar here just to speed up the rest of this level, because it is a damage boost compared to the S-Stock. And I think that's fairly significant for beating Phalanx a little bit faster. I'm not sure that, I'm assuming that that's probably going to save you a little bit of time, because it's like, what, 5 seconds to get that? And it just generally has a better moveset than the S-Stock. The sweeping slashes can hit multiple enemies, and they're less likely to miss than the poke. That counter hit on his leaping attack almost killed him in one hit. So up here we're going to be seeing the first like really risky part of this level is getting across the Dragon Bridge. Now normally, if you're speedrunning this, you can just run across the bridge straight out and get across before the dragon even shows up. But without roll, that's really just, from what I tested, it's just too risky, because you could just get to a spot where the enemies just straight up body block you and you can't get past. Because normally, if you roll into an enemy, it nudges them a bit, so you can just kind of roll repeatedly to get past. And there's times where there's so many attacks that without roll, you just can't reliably get past them without getting hit. So I'm going to use the dragon. I'm going to wait for the dragon to clear a lot of the enemies and then run when he's taken care of. And I think, I don't know, you might be able to make it there if I had ran. I could probably try that next time to save a little bit of time. I don't know if you could you probably can make that, but I didn't do it there. But now we're good to go. That was actually very close. So, after I hit the switch, there's an accidental roll. I was trying to get past a Dregling. I was running, mashing circle, trying to run past him, and I rolled. But I wasn't, I was like, whatever. This is like the first real attempt at this, so I wasn't, like right here. Yep, that was dumb. So that's why I walked back and got hit, just so I didn't save any time. So now that I have the Turpentine and the opening to the boss is unlocked, I can just die to essentially warp back to the beginning of the level to fight him. I think this is faster than going down the tower and then waiting for, and then opening that gate. Either way, it's the way I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's faster. So we have our Turpentine and our fire bombs. And the reason I'm menuing so slow is because it's really easy to accidentally roll when leaving your menu because you're hitting circle repeatedly and holding forward, so it's very easy to accidentally roll, unfortunately. Alright, so Phalanx shouldn't be much of a problem with fire bombs and Turpentine. And that was really bad that I got hit immediately there. Like, oh my goodness, I'm just getting sniped. And that firebomb did not work for some reason. This is not going well. I'm getting hit a bunch. Like, oh my god, I cannot stop getting hit. There we go. Man, like, I feel it's just getting super unlucky this fight this time. I'm getting hit like every second I try to do anything. But now the fight should be basically won. Yep. Wow, I even got sniped through Phalanx's body. That's just unlucky. But we won anyway. Gee, I even got hit right there at the end. So that was not great, Phalanx, but whatever. So we got our Shard of Heartstone, luckily, so that will be duped to make our one of the ingredients we need for the Dragon Short Sword +5. So that's 1-1, and it's been, I think that took how long? 14 minutes? I don't think that's very good. No, it was less than that. My timer's way off. Ignore that. So we beat 1-1, and we gotta talk to the Monumental. Nothing really much to say here. This is always the most annoying part of Demon Souls, having to do this every time. Okay, so we've done that. Oh, accidental roll. Not really worried about that. That was because I was trying to sprint. That happens so much in Demon Souls. It's really annoying sometimes. Just trying to sprint sometimes you'll roll. Happens in Dark Souls 1 too. Alright, so this is, from what I understand, the fastest way to get down. And also, there's really good grass here that we can now dupe, so we don't have to worry about that anymore either. So that kind of kills two birds with one stone. So we're clearing our menu because we don't need the scimitar anymore, and we need to dupe, so we're going to put our Nextual Binding there. And repairing, just because I'm an idiot. There's really no point. Well, I guess that's kind of necessary because the way I do routing, I am outside of the Nexus for a very long time, so I guess there's always a chance my armor could break, and that could get me killed because I am going to be taking a lot of hits with no roll. So I guess, in theory, that's not the terrible idea. Alright, so we dupe that. Get my grass ready. And now I believe I'm duping the hardstone. Yep. So now that's out of the way. and drop those because there's max amount in the storage, so it's not necessary. And I do unfortunately need to drop the weapons just in case, because I'm going to be picking up some things in the next level, and there's always the possibility that I could get overburned, which would be very bad. It's probably not 100% necessary, but it would be really stupid to lose a run over that. And I'm doing this just for the sake of the challenge, because I'm not supposed to be using magic. Like, as you can see, I'm not super worried about my time right now, because I haven't even completed this challenge in a speedrun format yet, so, you know. This is more of a practice run, and plans for the future when I do this challenge again, this speedrun again. So in 4.1, which we're doing now, the main thing is getting the Crescent Falchion, because we're going to need that for at least the first half of the playthrough, all the way up until we get the Dragon Short Sword. And I also want to get some Soul Remains, because I'm going to be using those a lot, and I'm going to be needing to dupe those once I get them. So those are the main two objectives right now. So we don't need the Scimitar here because fists work quite well on the skeletons, so I'm just going to punch them to death. And I'm just seeing if a Soul Remains drop, because I do need quite a few of them right now because... And yeah, I should not have picked that up. That was stupid. Because I do need Soul Remains for this world, and I obviously am not going to be duping since I'm not in the Nexus, so I do want to get as many as I can just for safety. Because there are quite a few points in this world where I'm going to want Soul Remains to cover me. So I'm basically dealing with the skeletons like you would on a normal Soul Level 1 playthrough, except without shield, it's much harder to fight them without taking damage. But in body form, you should be able to live without too much risk. Alright, just two more. Unfortunately, this backstab knocked him over the little thing there, so I couldn't really get the R2 I like to do. Which is mostly just a style thing. I don't even think R2 is optimal, but it looks cool. Barehanded R2 is cool. Like right here. Alright, so now, to get the Crescent Falchion. Now, normally in a speedrun, you'd roll up the side of the hill, like there's a little skip people know about there, but without roll, I can't do it. I don't think it's possible any other way, so I have to do it this way. Thankfully, he does that attack, so I can get by. And he does it again. So we got the Crescent Falchion and the Soul Remains, which is really good. So we got that on lock. Okay, so now we need to do this shortcut without roll, which is annoying, but it is possible. Just a little trickier. Like you see there, it's kind of hovering on the side of the ledge. Yeah, like you can just barely get it with running, with sprinting. There we go. And I pick up the Regenerator's Ring because outside of the Thief Ring, there's no other ring that I'm really too focused or worried about. So the Regenerator Ring is kind of just like a why not ring, because might as well. Like, it'll help in World 5, so why not? And now we need to kill... Well, we don't need to kill this gecko, but I might as well, because I do need shards of Dark Moonstone to dupe for the Crescent Falchion, which will save a lot of time in World 2. And I'm also going to get a chunk of Dark Moonstone in 4.2 to get it to +4. And I'm not going to worry about getting a +5 because it's not really necessary. And getting the pure, I think, would take way too much time. So, Audricator isn't loaded yet, which is a time loss, but there's really not much I can do about that. So, yeah, there we go. And I don't even think his hitbox is loaded right here, because, I don't know, it's weird. Like, it doesn't seem like it's hitting him, but I see the blood effect. Or is it just always doing... Yeah, like, I don't think it was counting for a while. So I just lost tons of time, and there was really nothing I could do about it. Like, yeah, I don't think it normally takes that many attacks. Well, whatever. Ooh, I believe it's possible, but it's really hard to two-cycle him with Crescent Falchion in neutral tendency. Actually, I'm not sure if the tendency affects that. But either way, it's like just barely possible. Oh, as you can see, that just barely hit. Okay, so now what we need to do is get these Stone of Emperor Lies right here, because we're going to dupe those as well. So we have body form whenever we need it for the end game levels. And the other thing we're going to do here is kill the Black Phantom. Oh, more Soul Remains is good. Kill the Black Phantom near Urbane, not because we care about Urbane, because obviously we don't with no magic, but he drops chunks of Dark Moonstone, which we want. That will allow us to get a +4 Crescent Falchion, which will be very helpful for World 2, which we'll be doing after this. Land right on the switch. Unfortunately, there wasn't really much I could do to not get hit by that, but thankfully it didn't kill me, so we're okay. Activate this cutscene to get down here. Don't know why I picked that up, don't need it, already have them. Kind of a waste of time. Same thing with that, waste of time. Those will be things to improve on next time. So fighting this guy didn't really go great. Took way longer than I wanted. Well, I mean, I guess it can't reasonably go much faster than this. Obviously, you could go for backstabs, but that's kind of hard when you can't roll or block without getting hit or baiting some very specific attack. So I guess this was fine. Alright, so we got him out of the way. Got our chunk of Dark Moonstone, so we're good on that. So now the main thing I just want to do is finish World 4 since I'm here. Only problem with that is there are quite a few risky things I need to do to beat this world without dying with these restrictions, like some skips, enemies that can kill me like just one small mistake. Like right here you could very easily die, but I'm going to use a trick I learned before of unequipping and re-equipping the Thief Ring to get through this segment really fast and without much risk. Just like that. Kill this guy out of the way real quick. Now I'm going to try to use the fog wall here to basically use the invincibility frames to skip this segment real fast. Just like that. That was actually very close. So now I'm going to try to do this skip by running. And I actually basically screwed it up, but for some reason I lived. Like normally you die if you miss that, but I think hitting that wall made me not die, and I almost got shot by him. So I got really lucky there, and thankfully now this part of the level should be fine. Yeah, that was actually very lucky that I didn't die there. Now there's just one tricky part of this level we have to do and hopefully not screw it up. This last Reaper segment. But that's why we have Soul Remains. Normally, the reason why I wanted more Soul Remains is because in case I died, but this world went so well that it ended up not mattering. Because there is other parts that I would use them for if I had died. Like the Golden Skeletons, if I had died after the Fog Wall, I wouldn't be able to use that trick again. So I'd want Soul Remains as a backup strat. So this room, not really much to say. Just kind of run through. The traps really aren't that big a deal. So the only problem with this route is that Old Hero takes forever with a Crescent Falchion +1. But the only solution to that is to go to the Nexus. Well, you can't even do that because I was going to say upgrade the Crescent Falchion, but you can't with the normal blacksmith. If I remember right, you need the blacksmith in 2-1, so you'd have to go through that whole level with the regular Falchion +1 Crescent Falchion, upgrade the weapon, then come back, So I don't know, this might be faster anyway, I'm not really sure. But yeah, as you can see, the damage is quite low. So this is going to take absolutely forever. And the sad thing is I almost died in this boss, which would have been awful. Because obviously, you know, huge time loss if you die at this point. Because for whatever reason, if he attacks you, he doesn't give up trying to chase you. Well, like right here, he was acting weird this fight. Like I've never really seen him do that. But yeah, if he chases you for some reason, and he's gonna attack you, it's mostly just you just gotta hope he does something stupid, because without roll and how much range and radius he has in his attacks, a lot of times you're just screwed if he does certain attacks in the right direction. It is kind of, I do find it kind of interesting that from Educator to this guy, the amount of health that they have, the jump in health is crazy. I guess they really were expecting, I mean, it makes sense. They probably were thinking players would do all the first levels of a world first. And that does kind of make sense from a difficulty kind of scaling perspective. It's just kind of funny. You go from one level to the next, and the boss goes from dying in, like, I don't know, maybe like the amount of, like, I should actually count it, like the amount of hits it took to kill Educator to this guy. It's probably, whoa, as you can see, that was very close. Like the amount of difference in the amount of hits is probably crazy high. But yeah, as you can see, like, even, you know, even an easy boss like this, there's some risk when you can't roll or really do much of anything besides attack and space. Because normally Old Hero is a non-losable boss. Almost got him halfway. Yeah, like normally that's what happens. Like before, like he'll do an attack, but he literally loses aggro mid-attack, so you don't even have to worry about it. Oh, I was worried there. Another reason why this is harder than normal is that if you were just doing a normal no-roll challenge, you would have the Eternal Warrior Ring for stamina regen, so you could run faster. But obviously in a speedrun, you're not going to take the time to do that, because that's a huge amount of time, because you'd have to kill a Strava, pick up the key, kill the Red Eye Knight, guarding Doran, then pull Doran all the way to that building, push him all the way to the cliff, kill him, take the ring, then go all the way back up, and you'd probably have to kill all the enemies in that area so you don't die trying to do that, and it would just be way too much time in a speedrun. So this fight, in a lot of fights, are harder than they would be normally than no roll. Because the Eternal Warrior Ring is very helpful for no roll. And yeah, that was really scary. Almost one-shot me, and if he attacked again, I would have died because I got knocked down, and without roll, there's really not much you can do there. So that was really bad. I guess the next time I do this attempt, I could see if you save time by leaving after 4-1, upgrading your weapon in 2-1, coming back. I'm really wondering how much of a time difference it'd be, because obviously this boss takes forever, but if you're doing real time, which I prefer to do, you have to, you know, you're leaving the world in 4-1, after Educator. So you're going to go through that loading screen. Then you're going to go to the Nexus. You're going to go to 2-1 Archstone, have that loading screen. Then you're going to go back to the Nexus after you unlock Blacksmith. Well, first, actually, in the Nexus, you got to dupe the items. Then you got to go through the loading screen for 2-1. Then you have to unlock the Blacksmith, upgrade your weapon, then leave, go through another loading screen, then go to 4-1 and have another loading screen. So I don't know if it would actually save you a lot of time. It could, hypothetically. The reason why I didn't really want to do that is because, with the exception of World 2, there isn't any other time the Crescent Falchion is going to be used besides this fight. Because obviously in 4-3 for Storm King, you're not even using it. So I figure if I'm only really using the Crescent Falchion for World 2, and if I'm going to go there anyway, I might as well upgrade it while I'm on the way. That was my logic, at least. So now that Old Hero's dead, we might as well do Storm King since we're right here. And we're going to use the same strategy we used for Storm King. We're just going to run to the Storm Ruler, then run to the building, and then use that to kill the boss. Very simple. And it's really not that much different than normal no roll, just know it's in a Warrior's Ring. Another really easy level. Then after this, we'll finally be doing World 2. And we'll be getting the Crescent Falchion +4 once we unlock Blacksmith there. And doing that whole world in one shot, hopefully. And then after we do that, we'll finally get our main weapon for the challenge, the Dragon Shortsword +5. Or do I use the Longsword? I don't remember. Wasn't sure, because Longsword +5 is better. It does better damage, you just have to two-hand it. But that doesn't really matter in this challenge because you can't use a shield or anything anyway. But you can just buy the short sword from the Nexus Blacksmith, where the long sword you have to buy from the Dregling Merchant in World 1, so that will waste some time. So I think I used the short sword to save time, because the damage difference is fairly small. So yeah, this fight, not much to say. It's the same as always. Very easy boss. And in regular game, there's really not even that much risk of dying because none of these enemies will kill you in one hit, and it's almost impossible to get hit by the actual boss when you're in this building. So you can pretty much just mindlessly attack when you see one nearby. In New Game Plus, you at least want to be careful that you're not going to get sniped while attacking. And I didn't even hit him in there, which really sucked. And yeah, just waiting for the boss to come back. Really nothing much else to say about this boss. A very gimmicky, very simple boss. Like, I know some people defend these bosses because they like, you know, the thematic nature and all that, but I don't know. It doesn't really hold up in my opinion, because I think you can have cool, even somewhat gimmicky bosses, but they actually hold up, you know, in terms of challenge and mechanics, because this really just doesn't. Like, there's just nothing to it. It just doesn't really hold up. Because I think they have done some other bosses that are at least kind of gimmicky that kind of hold up. Even if they're not particularly great, they at least hold up. Like in Bloodborne, for example, like Living Failures isn't like a great boss. And it's pretty gimmicky, but at least it has a certain level of challenge and there's actually gameplay to it. So I would still at least prefer that to this. I mean, again, a Living Failure is not a great boss. I'm not trying to say that, but it's mostly just a boss that builds anticipation to Maria. But it's still better than this. Storm King is not great in my opinion. Not a great boss. But that's just me. That's just my opinion on it. As someone who has played Demon Souls probably more than like any living frickin' person, not particularly something I look forward to in playing the game. So there we go, Storm King is dead. So now I'm going to equip Storm Ruler, because I don't need it anymore. Now we finally go back to the Nexus after World 4 is clear. So now we need to dupe our shards and chunks of Dark Moonstone. And I think I repair again. I shouldn't have repaired the Storm Ruler, not necessary, but the other things might be worth doing. Not even sure about that, but I did it anyway. So now we're going to dupe, but I screwed up because I forgot I need to have my Nexual Binding equipped. So that was stupid. But I at least take this time to deposit things I don't need, because that could actually cause a problem. Alright, so now to dupe. Yep, we need our Emerald Eyes. Because without the Emerald Eyes, there are more things that could potentially one-shot us at Soul Level 1 without rolling. That would be very bad. Okay, so now we have everything necessary to make our Crescent Falchion +4, which should be more than necessary, more than sufficient for World 2. Because mostly that's just for Flame Lurker. I actually forgot to dupe the Soul Remains. That would have been a good thing to do, but it shouldn't be that big a deal in World 2. That's more for endgame stuff like 1.3 and 1.4. Still, probably would have been good to do, but I don't think it's a deal breaker. Shouldn't really change too much. Because World 2 isn't too bad, because there's really only one level where you're actually worried about normal enemies. That's 2-1, because in 2-2 you're just going to skip right to Flame Lurker. So obviously Soul Remains aren't going to be helpful there. So it's really just one level. And in 2-1 the enemies don't hit that hard. Like, there's nothing that's just going to kill you outright. Now here I make a mistake, because I was thinking that I might need a large Hearthstone Shard, but I actually don't need one. I thought I might need one to get the short sword to a point where I can make it dragon, but I didn't. So this was actually a waste of time. But that's okay. So really the only things we need to do in this level is unlock Ed to make our Crescent Falchion +4 and to get the Dragon Short Sword +5 later. Then other than that, I'm just beating the level and then finishing the world all in one shot. Oh, I also need to make sure to pick up a... Yeah, I realized I didn't dupe the Soul Remains there. I need to remember to get at least one Dragon Stone Shard and one chunk of Dragon Shard for my Dragon Short Sword. I don't have to worry about the Pure, because you're given one when you beat World 2 from Dragon God's Archstone. And I don't even really need to worry about the chunk either, because there's a chunk in Flame Lurker's boss room, which you're going to go to anyway. So really the only thing I need to really make a note of is to find the quickest and easiest shard of dragon. And there's one in a pretty convenient location later on. And yeah, the main reason, this is mainly the reason why I kill those dogs at the beginning and not just run past them, is because you have to go through here again, and that can cause a lot of problems. So I think it actually saves more time just to kill them. Because running past them twice without roll, you're probably going to get hit, and that could potentially waste a lot of time. And since we kill them really quickly anyway, it doesn't take too much time to just kill them. So yeah, that's why I did it that way. Okay, so we got through this first part. And since we're not skipping or glitching bosses, I'm not going to use that skip. So coming up, we're going to get the dragon, the shard of Dragonstone. From in this room, Soul Remains makes this pretty risk-free, because once they pop out, they're all going to be aggroed to that Soul Remains. Had to kill him because he's body blocking me. But other than that, we're good. Yep, get right through. So now we'll dupe that when we are ready to make our Dragon Short Sword +5. Killing these enemies because, again, I have to run past here again, so I might as well. Now, I actually do die here, and it's really a stupid death, but didn't really waste too much time, fortunately. That's why I didn't reset here on this death. Like, I actually just missed the platform, fall perfectly through, and die. But since I had to go to the blacksmith anyway, and I'm basically just being warped right in front of him, not a big time loss. It's basically just the loading screen is the only time I'm losing. So I wasn't too worried about it. Mostly just a stupid death more than anything. I probably literally lost like 10 seconds or something. And since this is the first real attempt at this challenge and the speedrun, I'm not like going to stress over that too much. Only thing that was also annoying is since I died, I needed souls, which wasted some time. So now we're finally going to make the Crescent Falchion +4. And yep, can't make it +5, but that's fine. Shouldn't need to. +4 should be more than good enough for Flame Lurker. So yeah, now the only thing we need to do here is get a chunk and Pure of Dragon Stone. But since that's basically hand to us, don't even have to worry about it. Just need to kill Armored Spider, kill Flame Lurker, then kill Dragon God. And now that kind of wasted my point of killing these guys since they're back. Didn't really matter too much though. I got through. Just gonna run right through. These barrels only explode if you hit them with fire, so I don't care. This is a safe strat to get through this part. You can just run through the enemies, but without roll, it could be a little dicey. It's a pretty surefire way to get through without any problems. Just run right through here, no problems. Now these dogs actually F me up pretty good if I remember right. Like I could just not hit them for some reason. I took a ton of damage. Like right there, I just could not hit them. Actually almost died to those dogs. It's pretty bad. Now here, I'm just going to try to rush the gear, because when you turn it, invincibility frames. So now that the level's effectively beaten, we just got to get there. Get the Armored Spider. Now I kind of have to take this part slow, because normally you just roll through these, but obviously I can't, so gotta wait for the explosion, then I can go through. Fog wall invincibility, and we're pretty much good to go on that. That glitched rock that usually doesn't hurt you for some reason. Not sure why, it just always acts that way. So, I actually use a safety thing here. I send the elevator back up just in case I die to save time, but it was, I believe I killed Armored Spider quite effectively, so it was a waste of time. I probably shouldn't have done that because if I died, I probably just would have reset anyway. So it's just kind of a 2-second time loss or whatever, 3 seconds. Maybe 5, nah, it's probably 3 seconds. But yeah, that was pretty much unnecessary. Because yeah, if I died here, that'd be such a time loss, I probably would have restarted. So, I get a good dodge right there. That would have wasted a lot of time if I got hit. And dodge the fireball. And I get my damage in. Ran way too far there. Yeah, my damage is really good with the Crescent +4. I just took the hit. Didn't even get put in hit stun because of the way he hit me. Now here I decided to take a huge risk to save time, and it pays off. So that was a really good Armored Spider, especially for the challenge like this. So now we're going to go right to Flame Lurker. Not really much to say about the level. Just using the skip like normal. Gotta break the debris. Try not to die while dropping. Being extra careful here because I really don't want to die. Okay, so this is probably one of the first really difficult parts of the challenge. Fighting Flame Lurker. No roll, so level 1. But we do have pretty good damage. So hopefully this will go well. So the first thing I do is get the chunk of Dragonstone that's in the room, because I'm going to want to sneak attack him anyway, and it's over here. So we'll get 2 birds with 1 stone. No pun intended. So we got that. Now to get our free hits in. Decent damage. Nice dodge of that leap attack. Unfortunately, he immediately hopped away, which is not good, because you'd like to stun lock him if you can. Like right there, he's just rolling out of it, which kind of sucks. Like, I'm not really getting good luck there. He's doing a lot of leaps like immediately. There I was able to get between his legs. He did a good attack there, but I keep getting the hops, which sucks. I'm surprised I didn't get hit there actually. Like that attack just stunned him immediately that time. Like that's what you want. Thankfully I didn't get hit there. And here I got super lucky that that did not kill me. I actually don't understand why it didn't. And he just completely whiffed me there. I got super lucky there. I actually got greedy. Should have died. I don't know why that didn't kill me. Very strange, but I'll take it. Because that was a good Flame Lurker until that point. Like, I didn't have the best luck, but it was pretty safe and conservatively played until the end. Now, I lose a lot of time on this Dragon God because something I learned, which inexplicably didn't work here for some reason. Because while I was playing this, I was in the middle of a no sprint challenge. And during that no sprint challenge, I learned, at least I thought I did, that if you're standing still, you can take a Dragon God punch consistently and not die. But for some reason, it just straight up doesn't work here, and I do not know why. I am the same level, wearing the same armor, pretty much all the same equipment, but for some reason here, it just killed me, where it wasn't before. And I was even standing in the exact same spot and everything. Like, right there, I just die. And I do not, like, while I'm playing, I'm like, wait, what? I literally just tested this yesterday. Same exact everything, did not die. Then I was like, well, maybe it was World Tendency, but I'm pretty sure I was in Darker World Tendency when I took those hits and lived when I tested this. So I was very confused. Like, I just didn't understand. If anyone could figure it out, please tell me, because I have no idea why I died there, but in my no sprint challenge when I did pretty much the same exact thing, I didn't die. Very strange. And I think I tried again thinking maybe it was a fluke and I die again. So I lost a lot of time here. Yep, so I'm like, okay. I know this works. Did not work. So I'm like, well, for some reason it just doesn't work, so we'll try something else. Yeah, I really actually just don't understand that. I actually don't know. It's very weird. So now I'm like, okay, last time for lies. I don't even know why I'm bothering at this point since I'm seemingly getting a one shot, but here we go. So I believe I revised my strategy here. Oh god, I didn't even break the thing. Yeah, I just run right out of there to not get hit. In here, I don't even know. Yeah, this was mostly just luck. Yeah, that was all luck. So yeah, that was terrible, Dragon God. Absolutely terrible. So I'm really not wanting to die here. Get the skip. This part's usually pretty consistent though, as long as you time it just somewhat decently. Just wait for him to look up again. And that should work just fine. Okay, so now we just have to not die to his breath, because that would be really stupid. Pretty easy. Those deaths were pretty stupid, but oh well. Not resetting. Because there's definitely going to be deaths in a speedrun of this stupidity. No magic, no shield, no roll, so level 1. Deathless, doing that deathless would be pretty crazy. So now we have everything to make the Dragon Short Sword +5. I'm also realizing that I want to dupe Soul Remains. And I gotta dupe the dragon stuff. I thought I needed to dupe that, but I don't think I actually did. Alright, so we have all the stuff we need. Stock up on the stuff we want. Got those soul remains finally. And yep, I go with the short sword. We're basically now going to set our inventory for the whole rest of the playthrough for the most part. And now to upgrade. Yep, didn't even need the large hardstone, but that's okay. Now we'll make it dragon +5. And now we have our weapon for the rest of the playthrough. Repair, because I'm going to be going through like a whole nother world, so just in case. And we're good to go. Yep, don't need the souls anymore. This will save time. So now to get World 5 out of the way. Pretty simple world, honestly. There's really not much to worry about. Soul Remains make 5-1 a lot easier in places, and the Dragon Short Sword +5 will kill things really fast. Although you still do want to be a little careful because there's no shortcuts in 5-1, and it's a fairly long level, so if you die, you're going to lose a ton of time. While I've had deaths so far, none of them were significant time losses. Because like the difference between a death to like that death against dragon gods, like I don't know, 30 seconds or something. Dying at the end of 5-1 or 5-2 could be like minutes. I mean, you'd have to be a pretty bad speedrunner to die at like the end of 5-2 or something. At that point, like why even do a speedrun of Demon Souls? Dealing with this guy without rolls kind of a pain. Thankfully I got there without too much problems. It's pretty much have to kill these guys in no roll. If you don't, it's going to be a big problem. Because I'm going to use the pathway where you drop off the plank down here. And you pretty much have to walk off there to make sure you don't die. And if there's a bunch of enemies right behind you, you're just asking to die. Because they could hit you, knock you at a bad angle, knock you off a cliff. And then you just lost a ton of time. And those guys, the fire sticks hurt really hard. Okay, so now we're safe to make this drop. I use a back step to save recovery time so I can kill these guys before they knock me off the cliff. Just trying to wake some enemies up like that guy who just dropped down so I can kill them. Killing these guys because I like to deal with the rats outside the fog wall, and that's not going to work if you have a bunch of enemies behind you. Because these rats can be a huge pain. And they give you plague, so it's not a simple matter of simply hitting them and running away. I mean, of just running past them. Because one hit could trigger plague, and then you have to waste time to deal with that. trying to use soul remains to pull them. For some reason, they're usually easier to hit here. They just don't want to cooperate. Surprised I didn't get hit there, honestly. Alright, so I'm going to use soul remains just to confuse the enemies. So it's much easier to just run in there and pick guys off. And I can just go up here without even worrying about getting hit from behind. Because normally a guy with a fire stick will be chasing you. Soul remains are just ridiculously good. Now I can use soul remains to make this giant easy to deal with because he's not even going to attack me. And now all we have to do is beat Leechmonger, hopefully without dying. Leechmonger is normally very easy, but you never know. And a death here would definitely be a reset because dying here would be a huge time loss. Like a ridiculous amount of time. But Leechmonger is pretty easy, and a Dragon Short Sword +5 makes real quick work of him. Like, look at that damage. I'm actually very surprised that didn't hit me, because Leechmonger has some pretty ridiculously bad hitboxes. And here I'm like, oh cool, that did like no damage, so I'm safe to just finish him. So yeah, that was really good Leechmonger. And now we're going to go right to 5-2. Still got leeches on us. Regenerator Ring helping out. Leeches went away there. Now, I don't know what causes it, because there was one playthrough where I was going through World 5 like this, and I had leeches and Dirty Colossus, whatever it is, on me at the same time while fighting Estrella. It was really cool, but I've never got that to happen again. Like, the leeches just went away there, which I think they're supposed to, but for some reason they just didn't this one playthrough of the game I did. So I pick up these Royal Lotus. Probably don't even really need to, but just in case. So 5-2 is going to be the same as always. The only thing different that I normally would, I'm not going to get the shortcut because that's a waste of time, and this is a speedrun. So again, if I die, it's a definite reset because that would be a huge time loss because, you know, going through the swamp takes a lot of time. And this is pretty much the only reason I bothered with the Regenerator Ring, but it's helpful. Because not having to stop for grass does save time. Now, I could have gone down that path, because you can run there, obviously. The only problem is there's a lot of Fire Stick guys on narrow passageways, and without shield or roll or magic, that's actually a big problem. And if you fall from it there, you will die. So I figured probably not going to pan out in a challenge like this. So I'll take the slight time loss. It's not too much, because you get back on land fairly quickly at this part right here. And then you can finally run like normal. Now here, I do my normal strat of going around these giants in the swamp, but I was actually thinking with soul remains, I could probably save time by not doing that, by throwing them behind them to get them to go away and not attack me. But at the same time, that's kind of risky because those soul remains aren't going to last the whole time, so you'd probably have to stop and throw another one. So there is a chance they could get to you in time, so I don't know. That could be something I do next time, though. It didn't occur to me at the time. And here, I probably should have ran through the shantytown to save time, but again, this is the first real attempt at this type of speedrun challenge, so I'm kind of playing it safe. I'm mostly trying to avoid deaths at all possible. Because again, when you're doing no roll, like there's certain like very simple situations that you normally don't even worry about that suddenly become a lot of very, very risky moments. So that's why a lot of times I'll play it safe. So now it is time for Dirty Colossus. Poison ran out, so I didn't even need a Royal Lotus, so now all I gotta do is pop a grass. Dirty Colossus, pretty simple on regular game. Just basically get behind him, hit him when you're safe. That's about it. Here I was trying to bait him to shoot at me. There it is. Doing pretty good damage. That attack is really delayed. You have like a million years to get out of the way of it. Normally after he does that, I worry about a random shot coming out, but it's just not happening. And roll. Yep, that was the one I was talking about earlier. So I let him hit me, and I think I ended up losing more time because he waited so long to attack. So yeah, that was the one accidental roll that did affect things, so that's why I just stood there and took the hit. And then I got good luck there where he just kind of stood there for a while, giving me free hits. So yeah, that was the one accidental roll that definitely did affect things. Picking up these Widow Lotus for safety, not really necessary, but why not? So again, Estrella, pretty normal. Gonna fight her like normal. Just bait Garl, punish him with backstabs when I can, and then talk to Estrella to death. Unfortunately, I hit clip there. And he can do a lot of damage, so not worth the risk of attacking him with not full health. Thankfully, I do really good damage to him. The stagger's giving me free hits from behind. And he mashes parry like a scrub. And now he's almost dead. And that was bad. I was afraid of mashing attack in case he did parry. Thankfully, he timed his wake up attack wrong, so I didn't get hit. So, kind of almost fucked that up. Alright, so now that's World 5, so that just leaves World 3 and 1. Not too bad so far. We've had what? 3 deaths, 1 stupid one in World 2, and the Dragon God deaths, which I was completely confused by. So honestly, not too bad. So now we're going to do World 3. Now this is where things get a little dicey because man-eaters are going to be a problem because there's a lot of weird things that can happen in that fight that can go badly, and especially in no roll things can go badly. But 3-1 shouldn't be much of a problem. It's a pretty simple level. It takes a while, but it's a simple level, and there's really not much to say about it. So I probably won't even be talking over 3-1. It's a very straightforward. It's like you're just running from key to key for the most part. Even in no roll, it's not really much of anything. But 3-2 will be a problem. That mostly boring level is out of the way. So here, I'm going to use Soul Remains for safety because you can't cancel your landing with roll, and backstep is not as reliable because she can just shoot you as you land, and she does a ton of damage to that NPC Phantom. So I'm just going to do that for safety and run past. So Fool's Idol is very easy, even in this challenge. Dragon Short Sword +5 does a lot of damage. She doesn't usually hit particularly hard. So unless something just really unlucky happens where you get like put in a trap and hit like 5 times at the same time, normally pretty much not going to die. Like look at that damage. Pretty much only need to find her once because you do over half her life. Yeah, like look at that. So now the next time I find her, it's over. Now, it would have been great if it was that one, but nope. So now I gotta find the real one. Not that one. Not that one. Now, between these two, I'm not sure which one it is, so I'm gonna hope it's this one. And that sucks. And now I know it's not. Hitting it anyway just so it goes away for safety. Because that one's like... Oh, I almost died. Because that one's like right in view of the actual one, so she'd be shooting at me. So now the fight's basically won. So not the worst Fool's Idol. Shouldn't have gone this pathway because now I got to kill these guys to get by. But that's okay. So now for 3-2. For this level, again, there's not really much to say about the level itself because it's basically the level is being played out like it normally would be. The only thing really is that... I'm just going to be careful not to fall off cliffs. Use Soul Remains to give me safety when I'm going up elevators from gargoyles and stuff. But other than that, it's pretty much the same 3-2 as it's always been. So I'll probably be back on the post-commentary when I get to Man-Eaters. forgot that I died here because of this. But thankfully, again, this is not a terrible death because I just basically got the shortcut for the whole level. But there I realized, like, yeah, I probably should just run past the face bug man-eater thing. Because, like, you think you're doing it for safety, then you just die because you wasted time. So that's shitty, but again, not a huge time loss, and we're near the end of the whole playthrough, so I figured, let's just press on and try to do this. The level itself is effectively beaten, I just need to beat man-eaters. So here I'm like, yep, just run past them. It's actually safer. Pretty much the only other thing while I'm trying to get to man-eaters is that I mostly use the soul remains to make running past the mind flayer on the red phantom mind flayer on the staircase safe to get through, because other than that you don't really have much way to get past him outside of just waiting for him to turn around, which obviously is going to waste a lot of time. Can't block his magic, can't roll through his magic, so soul remains. Thankfully I can just run right past them. And here I realize, oh yeah, Thief Ring would be really bad to have equipped, because there are random weird glitches that can happen with the man-eaters with the Thief Ring. I think that's what it's known to cause it, because there's times when the man-eaters will literally just leave the boss and you're basically soft-locked, and you have to either kill yourself or reset. So here we go, man-eaters. Get to tackle what I want, punish him. That's not good. Things are going good so far. Ooh, ho, 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 ho. And then one bad hit, and we're dead. My post-commentary will be back when I get to the man-eaters again. And at this point, I decided to myself, like, nope, I'm not going to reset now, because pretty much at the end of the challenge, I just have to do World 1 after this, and I want to see how this plays out. So I'm kind of committed to it at this point. So we're trying man-eaters again. Pretty much the same thing so far. Good RNG there. Get some hits in. Yeah, I couldn't really attack him there, but then he did nothing, which is kind of weird. I like the tackles there. That did a lot of hit stun that hurt too. So this is going really well so far. And I don't know where he went. He like vanished. There we go. That actually worked out great. So this is like a perfect Man-Eaters fight. Like this is how you'd want it to go. Like that's just perfect. So here, this is like exactly what you want to happen. Alright, that's good. He stopped in a weird space there, but it's okay. He's being really weird. I'm getting a lot of hits in though. Oh no. That was almost really bad. But I recovered, so. Oh no. So now things are getting kind of sketchy. But we're okay. Got hit again. And I got stuck. I don't know why I didn't get knocked down. That was very weird. But I'm okay. Missed. And a roll. And I'm like, God damn it. And that roll actually got me killed too, which is makes it even more painful. Axe on a roll, getting me killed. God damn it. Yes, this is a speed run. Well, I get really good luck there. And that's really bad. But thankfully he didn't really follow up with anything dangerous. And this is annoying, him just kind of running on me. Shouldn't have attacked. Stupid. Greedy. So now this is an example of a Man-Eater's fight that's not going well. It really sucked that I botched the last attempt because that went perfectly. I thought he was going to do a charge up and that baited me into getting hit, so that really sucked. So this is going really badly. Because you do, even in a non-speedrun, you typically want to kill the first man-eater as soon as possible. Jesus Christ. Because the second one will show up eventually, even if you haven't killed the first one. So this is really bad. Oh, that turnaround punch. But he didn't do anything scary there, so that's good. Oh my god, I cannot dodge those tackles right now for some reason. So this is going really badly. That was so bad, I walked right in front of him. And I cannot dodge those tackles right now to save my life. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is not good. Yeah, just got tackle trained. Oh my god. Alright, good start. Good damage. Alright, so this is going really well. Like, really well. Like, this is preferably what you'd want to happen. Like, I already got him almost halfway. A little greedy there, but it worked out. And I'm surprised I dodged that. But yeah, this is going great. Trying to get him to do a tackle here. There we go. Oh, could die right here. Oh my god. See, that's the problem. That is the problem. Tackle, chain. Attempt number 5. So yeah, this hasn't been going well. The whole speedrun was going well until Maneaters for the most part. And now it's just a sharp decline, losing so much time. Oh my god. I got really lucky there, and I took the safe strat of just healing. Worked out because I still had time to hit him. Oh my god. So yeah, this is not going well. And now he's kind of wasting my time. Alright, that's good. I missed. Oh my goodness. But that was good the way he tackled there, giving me a free hit. But now he's wasting a ton of my time. But that worked out good, got a ton of damage in. That really sucked. I got hit by that tackle though, because I could have killed him there. And now there's 2 of them, so this is really bad. So I want to kill the one that... Oh, I got really lucky there that he did that exact moment. So I was able to kill that one and knock him out of his buff at the same time. Then he did it again immediately, so that was great. But now I could die. Alright, so that ended up working out really well. I got really lucky there. So now I just have to not choke the second one. He's just flying around, of course. Okay. So this is going really well. And it was good that I was able to circle around him there. I don't normally do it that way. So yeah, this second Maneater is now going... Oh, that was really bad. 2 whiffed attacks. But it's still going really well. He's already almost dead. So as long as nothing stupid happens, I'll finally be done with this. Alright, so we should be able to get some hits in while he lands. Nope. I was a little slow. Well, it ended up working out, but I was a little slow there. Alright, and this is going really well. He's almost dead. Alright, so I could probably kill him as he lands. Nope. Need like one more hit. Oh my god. Oh my god. And now I'm getting really nervous. I'm like, what is he doing? I'm like, nope, just die. Okay, so we finally got Maneaters dead. Was that 5 attempts? So that was not great. That was not great. So 3-3, again, nothing different than a normal playthrough. Just going to basically use soul remains to get past the red phantom mind flayers. Other than that, we're just killing some face bugs, whatever the hell they're called. I forget. I hate how it takes so long for this cutscene to load. Alright, so 2 hits for these guys, not terrible. Ended up having to kill him because he's kind of... Oh, I thought I did, but nope, I was able to squeeze through. So Soul Remains to the rescue. Oh god. Alright. We're able to get through. Alright, so now Old Monk. Now this fight can actually be pretty annoying, no roll, but hopefully nothing stupid happens. As you can see, my damage is not great. The only way you can get good damage with a backstab. Without shield or rolling, it's kind of tricky to get a backstab, though, without trading hits and messy things happening. So I'm trying to play it safe. Alright, so now orbs, gotta worry about that. So that went well. More orbs. And that one will not go away. Which, alright, finally. Alright, so got him past halfway already. Uh-oh, orbs. Alright, that went well. So this is going really well. It's a good Old Monk so far. Trying to wait out for the next orbs. There we go. Because you really don't want to attack while those are active. Oh my god. Oh my god. And I couldn't get out of there. So I just got wombo comboed and died to Old Monk. So that's really bad. Old Monk. Jesus. So here I'm like, is there any way I can fish for... Oh, nope, can't fish for backstabs. Oh, and so this is going way worse already. Trying to like bait something, but it's not working. And I'm just getting pummeled. So I'm like, alright, guess I gotta go back to classic strats. Now that you can get a backstab on, so that's good. Like, that does a lot of damage. So I'm like, I'll try to chain him. There we go. But now he has orbs. I tried to get another backstab off the orbs, but didn't quite get there. It's kind of tough to do. But he's almost dead, so I'm okay with this. He's running like a madman at me. Roll is attacking is good. Got the backstab. I destroyed the chair to get the backstab to disable the orbs because he's dead. Okay, so thank God World 3 is finally done with. So that just leaves the rest of World 1. 1, 2, 1, 3, and 1, 4. So I'm thinking at this point, yes, I've had a lot of bad deaths, man-eaters especially, but considering the challenge this is, and it's a speedrun, I'm on pace to finish this in under 2 hours. Which I gotta say is not terrible, all things considered. So I'm thinking, alright, so I'm gonna just run through 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4 right now. So I'm probably not even gonna come back to the Nexus. So just in case, let's repair everything, make sure we have everything we need for this final stretch. So I'll get the grass, Emperor Lies, and Soul Remains. So that's it. This is the final stretch of gameplay. So 1, 2 should be really easy. Everything should die really fast, because we have a Dragon Short Sword plus 5. Nothing crazy should happen until at least 1, 3. Because 1, 3 is a fairly long, difficult level. Could die. Penetrator, things could potentially go bad. He's usually not too hard, no roll, but every once in a while some wonky things can happen, so you never know. The real issue is going to be 1, 4 and Allant. But until then, shouldn't be anything too crazy. Although I do have quite a blunder here because for whatever reason my timing was weird. Like as I got to this section, the dragon was right there ready to attack. So I think I immediately get hit. But thankfully I didn't die and it didn't cost me too much time. Like yeah, he was right here. Normally I have to wait a bit. But I figured I had enough time to just go. So it didn't cost me too much time. So now I'm just going to bait the dragon again. And this time it took forever. Pick that up because I was bored. Finally, he attacks. So I figured I'd just ignore these archers to save time. Not a great idea because they will try to shoot you while you're gearing up for the next dragon run. But I figured it would be fine. I should survive. Like right there I got hit because of it. But not a big deal, just healed up. Threw a soul remains here to distract the archers while I'm running across. But that happened. But I'm like, fuck it, just run anyway. So now it is time for Tower Knight. And I'm going to be greedy on Tower Knight. I'm going to try to kill him without attacking the archers to save time. That's why I'm throwing soul remains there. Really not too big of a deal when you have a weapon like this. I'm going to use soul remains to try to distract the archers while I attack him. Got hit there. Not a big deal though. We're fine. Can use this opportunity to heal. Keeps doing that attack, which is not a problem, but it is kind of slow. I hit his body there once, that's why you saw a huge amount of damage go off. Like right there again, I'm hitting his crotch. And this attack did not hit me, even though I was right there. I've actually never been hit by that attack. And Tower Knight is dead. So, just 1-3 and 1-4 now. And now I waste a huge amount of time here because there's a very obscure thing I forgot about Demon Souls. So normally, when you try to approach this door, it will say you need to have a primeval soul. And I have one. In fact, I have all of them except Alan's. But I forgot that door will never open unless you touch the Tower Knight Archstone for some reason. It's also part of the trigger. So I go back. I still haven't realized it yet. I'm like, oh, maybe I went too fast. Nope. You actually have to touch the Tower Knight Archstone. So I touch it. And now it will let me in. Yeah, I don't know why they did that, because there's also a trigger that you need to beat one of the final bosses of a world. So I don't know why it's like that, it just is. Trying to distract the dogs. Keep missing. Oh my god. Okay, finally. Alright, so 1-3 is pretty tricky. There's a lot of difficult parts in this level. Main thing is that when you're trying to go past like a lot of enemies, the assassins are really quick and they hit really hard. So trying to run past those areas when there's assassins around is really dangerous, and soul remains are going to come in handy there just to get them off of me. These guys aren't too much of a problem normally. They die pretty quick. They're fairly slow. Probably don't even need to kill these guys. So now, preferably, you'd like to do this level in the first shot, because the way the traps are set up, like this trap up here can actually make getting through the segment easier, because you can time it so it kills the assassins for you, but I believe I botch it terribly, because that will get them aggroed. Yeah, I got hit immediately there, got stuck in my run, got clipped, and that got me killed by the boulder. So post-commentary will be back when I get back to this section. Make sure not to hit by that fire boulder. So here, I believe this time I'm trying to use soul remains to get through this part, since I can't rely on the trap killing them for me. So that's going to pull them out of their normal spot. Kill this guy from behind. And yeah, this was really bad. Just kept running away. Oh god, I almost died. Yeah, this area can be quite difficult when you can't roll. Now there's a specific thing I do here, is to just run through here, and then to get this trap to activate without any chance of it killing me is to run off here, land on the railing, because that way I can kind of confuse their pathfinding. Now this guy for some reason always hits me. Thankfully it wasn't that big a deal. So I'm going to try to just lure him away so I can just run past him. Alright, so that went well. So now here, I chicken out and I get the shortcut because I'm thinking there's a good chance I could die to Penetrator. And I don't want to have to do the whole level again if I die. So I'll take the time, waste the time to get the shortcut. But at least now I don't have to worry about 1-3 itself. Invincibility from the lever, so I don't get hit by that fireball. So now I'm mostly going to be using soul remains to get through this last section. Almost died here. Oh my god. I don't know why I keep getting hit by these halberd guys. Okay, so spear guys are even more of a problem, so soul remains, lure them away. There we go. Killing them, because this part can be kind of tricky, because soul remains do not work on the three red-eyed spearmen until you activate that cutscene, and then when I try to throw them I get hit by that arrow, so that caused a whole lot of problems. So I figured I'd just use this debris to heal and then throw my soul remains and hope I can get all the way over there before the soul remains run out. And thankfully I am. So now we just have to hope Penetrator goes well. And I got shot, of course. Okay, so Penetrator no roll strats are actually pretty simple. Run at him. If he does dash attack, go around him and punish him. If he does anything else, keep running. So there's dash attack, get our stunlock punish. Pretty good damage. Get out of there. Repeat. Does something else, so keep running. And that's pretty much how you fight Penetrator no roll. It's mostly just RNG how long this will take, because you want those dash attacks like that. You get pretty good damage in. I was thinking about trying to punish the dash attack when he whiffed, but usually that doesn't work. Usually don't have just enough time. Doing 2 hits for safety. Because if you do 3 hits, you have no stamina. I think I end up going for 3 though. It's usually safe to do, but I really don't want to die right here. Because he can sometimes hop out of the stun, hit stun, or do some weird melee up close attack. It can happen. But yeah, we want those dash attacks. Surprised I didn't get hit there, actually. Keeps doing that, which is really annoying. There we go, that's what we want. I almost didn't attack in time. That would have been bad. Like right there, he attacked out of hit stun. I mean, jumped out of hit stun. Like even back in Demon Souls, enemies have certain attacks that have hyper armor and things like that, and invincibility. See, like right there, if I did 3 swings, that might have hit me. Oh, and that can happen, which is really bad. So almost died. Thankfully, we were able to recover. One more opening should do the trick. Oh no, I need something weird that I wasn't ready for, and I almost died. But that should seal it. Alright, even with the jump out. So that just leaves 1-4. So there's been a lot of deaths, man-eaters, dragon god. But other than that, it hasn't gone terribly, all things considered. But now it's just 1-4. So I'm thinking, if I can pull this off, it'll be like roughly 2 hours, which really isn't that bad, all things considered, you know? Like the world record is like, what, 40 minutes or so? Considering that this is Soul Level 1, no magic, no shield, no roll, and I didn't do any skips or anything like that, it's kind of impressive, I'd say, right? I mean, if I can pull it off, which obviously I'm not going to because this is a failed run, but let's see what happens. So far going through 1-4 has been pretty much perfect. I know how to run through this level pretty well. I've done it quite a few times. Stall there a little bit, because if you go too fast on this bridge, the dragon will actually breathe fire in the last pathway, which will kill you. So that's not good. And I don't know why I didn't run there. That would have been the time to go. Guess I wanted to be super safe, but I should have ran. Yep, it's after that one. Alright, deal with Ostrava. Pretty easy. Alright, so now the elevator, which takes forever to fight Alan. So the first thing I need to do is to wait for him to get at least somewhat close to me. Because if he does a dash attack from that max distance, there's basically nothing I can do about it and it will pretty much kill me. So I'm just going to wait a little bit to get him close enough. And then we go. Good RNG here. But my damage is really bad, so that's kind of a problem. And I got hit by the dash attack and died. So I'll pick up Will's commentary when I get back to Alent. This happens. Maybe I'm not so good at running across this bridge as I thought. Oh my god. See how this goes. And right now I'm thinking like, god damn it, this whole I'm not gonna make this whole fucking speedrun work now, because Alan is probably not gonna happen without hyper mode. Now I've already wasted so much time in 1-4. At least we dodged a dash attack that time, but missed. That didn't do too much damage. Able to get our health back. So this has gone okay. This is actually going quite well. Only problem is our damage is abysmally bad. But little by little, getting some damage in. Getting really good RNG here. That's the attack you want. Because not only is it a free hit, but you get bonus damage when you hit him out of it. So it's great. Like, this is just a great luck. Oh my god. Thankfully we didn't die there. Accidental roll, which got me killed. I hate that more than anything. And then something incredibly stupid happens, and I die here. So I got too greedy and ran too early. And at this point, the whole challenge is just going straight down the toilet. I think right here I might have told myself if I die again, it's over. Just reset, because now it's just getting way too shitty. Alright, so this is attempt number 3 on Allen. And I've pretty much decided at this point, if I don't kill him, the whole run is ended. Because I've also realized, like, the whole routing needs to be changed, because I really would want hyper mode for Allen. Because the damage I do to him is just so low that killing him is just not going to be very consistently likely on a speedrun. And one, to try to get him in one shot with this little damage and no roll, probably just not going to happen. So if I do this again, I'm going to get hyper mode before I get this far. Which shouldn't really take much more time. I just have to be ready for it. And the bonus of that is I could use hyper mode for man-eaters, which could make that easier too. So far this hasn't been too bad. Dodging everything. The only thing is it can end so quickly. Getting good RNG here. As you can see, even the problem is, even if you were to kill him first try, it would take so long that it'd still be way better to just have hyper mode for this fight, because you'd save so much time. Assuming you don't get hit, obviously. Oh my god. And of course, something stupid had to happen to end the challenge. Well, that was first attempt at a speedrun of no roll, no shield, no magic, so level 1. Not terrible.